The Biden impeachment committee has announced today they will target the president's son Hunter and brother James Biden as the main people benefiting off the Biden name. Democrats tell President Biden to start pumping more oil now because prices at the pump for gas are getting out of control. General Mark Milley retires and takes a swipe at Donald Trump and calls him a wannabe dictator, while Elon Musk is getting negative feedback from the mainstream media for live streaming how bad it is at the southern border. They even went as far as calling him a MAGA bot that only does what Republicans tell him. Thank you so much for liking and sharing these videos. It really helps me out, so thank you so much. Before I start today, I wanted to say rest in peace to Senator Dianne Feinstein. She passed away earlier today after battling shingles. Governor Gavin Newsom will appoint a new senator to fill her seat. Today, Newsom said he doesn't know who it will be, but he guarantees it will be a black woman. So he's going with a black woman instead of saying, okay, who is qualified to do this? It's about race and gender only, which is exactly what happened when it was time to replace somebody on the Supreme Court bench. Now, while I was shocked to hear about Feinstein's death, I was more shocked to hear retiring General Mark Milley, when stepping down, said that he did not swear an oath to a want-to-be dictator. Now, Mark Milley has decided to step down from his position. During an interview last month, Milley alluded that the job was filled with one crisis after another, which seemed to indicate that he was very stressed out. Milley was nominated by Donald Trump as the chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff back in 2020, but the two have been known to clash over various items. During his departure, as I mentioned, he said he did not take an oath to a wannabe dictator, which was no doubt a swipe at Donald Trump. House Oversight Committee Chair James Comer has just subpoenaed Hunter and James Biden after hearing testimony from Joe Biden's first impeachment hearing. Comer stated, "The witnesses today have all identified the evidence the committee has uncovered as deserving further inquiry, and that's what this committee will do. I will subpoena the bank records of Hunter Biden, James Biden, and their affiliated companies." To Comer's credit, he refused to subpoena the Biden family up to this point to show that he was using restraint in the investigation. But now that he has the full power of the government to move forward, he said he will, and that this is in no way a political attack. He's just following the evidence. Despite delaying the subpoenas, Comer still faced criticism from Democrats, claiming that the first impeachment hearing presented no evidence of wrongdoing against President Joe Biden. Comer responded, stating, "Bank records don't lie," and coupled with witness testimony, they revealed that Joe Biden abused his public office for his family's financial gain. As of now, the committee has estimated the Biden family currently has taken in over $50 million from foreign nations. But, nothing to see here, nothing to see here. Now, the head of BlackRock, Larry Fink, said the U.S. government shutting down is irrational and scary. There's no reason to scare the American people or upset the stock market every year over political fighting. So I'm not a big fan of BlackRock or Larry Fink, but I do think he has a point here. Every year, it seems like every quarter, they're running out of money, telling us they're going to shut down, Social Security will be taken away, Medicare will go away, food stamps will go away. They use these scare tactics every quarter. I get so sick and tired of it. The viewership ratings for the second Republican debate are here. In total, just over 9 million people watched the second debate, which marks a 26% decline from the first debate. Now, that's not uncommon, but that's pretty big. For reference, Tucker Carlson's last interview with Trump got hundreds of millions of views. California Governor Gavin Newsom slammed the performance of Trump's challengers, stating, honestly, This is maybe a vice presidential debate. These guys are getting lapped by Donald Trump. It's not even close. It's not even interesting. Now, let me know in the comments down below. I know some of you watched the debate. What were your thoughts? Was it just a bunch of yelling back and forth, trying to blame Trump, trying to make the other person look bad? Or was there anybody that came forward and said, this is my plan, and that plan made sense? That's what I think a presidential debate should be all about. Now, speaking of Tucker Carlson, he just interviewed former Fox News host Bill O'Reilly, and it has over 20 million views so far. During the interview, O'Reilly commented on Trump's current legal situation, claiming that being charged won't disqualify him for running for president. O'Reilly said he's not going to prison because even if he's convicted, none of the things that he's charged with would warrant prison. And the Supreme Court would rule, if it ever gets up there, that he'd just be confined to his home where he could still run the government if he wanted. So basically, Tucker Carlson and Bill O'Reilly are saying there's no way Donald Trump is going to jail. And if he has to run the presidency from a confinement house, he will do that. So anyway, they seem to believe that Trump's going to be just fine. Twitter owner Elon Musk took a surprise trip to the border yesterday, and boy, did he piss some Democrats off, taking on the role of a citizen journalist to see how bad the southern border is with his own eyes. During his trip, one official told him, "It's not getting better, it's getting worse," and explained that records are continuing to be broken each day. Musk learned that millions are now being processed into the country each year, and it's doubling year after year. Russian President Putin has just crowned a new Wagner chief by the name of Andrei Troshev. Troshev is an ex-commander of the group and served as an aide to the now deceased head of Wagner, Yevgeny Prigozhin. Troshev's now works for the defense ministry, which shows how Putin has forcefully subdued Wagner under his rule. Unfortunately for Ukraine, Wagner is expected to return to the battlefield with high numbers, and so far they are the #1 killing machine in Ukraine, and so they are heading back to Ukraine, unfortunately. 3 big countries are joining forces to lower gas prices, but not for Americans, for their own citizens. Iran, Syria, and Venezuela have signed a memorandum of understanding to build a new oil refinery in Syria's Homs Governorate with a capacity for 140,000 barrels per day. The agreement aims to address the needs for petroleum product in the region, and it comes despite sanction campaigns that have significantly impacted the oil industry. Iran has played a crucial role in assisting Syria and Venezuela with technical, material, and military support. The new refinery will help Syria boost its oil production levels, which have suffered due to war and oil theft in the area. Iran's involvement will contribute to regional stability and energy production. Now, some of that oil theft is the United States. The reason that we're still in the Syria region is that we are guarding, but also taking the oil. I'm sure many of you know that. Now, the United States reported today that they are showing drilling and extraction of natural oil at the lowest levels of new oil and new natural gas since February of 2022. Now, I'm not sure why oil companies aren't drilling more. Maybe it's because the Biden administration continues to threaten to put them out of business. So why would they go out and drill more? But unfortunately, it's the lowest amount they've drilled in 18 months. So that's not good. Now, many Democrats who want to keep their jobs are finally stepping forward and calling on President Biden and the White House to allow more oil production now as gas prices hit new highs and anger voters. Isn't it sad that they only take action when they're afraid they might lose our vote and not when they're afraid we might not be able to pay our bills? It's just so disappointing to me. All right, now this is my update for today. Before you go, please let me remind you that you are amazing. I know this stuff is heavy, but you are amazing. Never forget that. This has nothing to do with you, even though it affects you. So keep your head up, and I'll continue to keep you updated. Now, please give this video a like and hit that subscribe button so that YouTube will blast these videos out and we can keep spreading the truth as a community here on YouTube. Also, check out this important video and this important video. Hey, thanks so much, and I will see you on the next video.